The number one Hits EZX is an expansion library of drum samples from Toontrack. This software requires either the Easy Drummer sample playback engine that you see here, or you could also use Superior Drummer 2.0. The samples in this library were recorded by Nicholas Flecht, whose credits include creating the drum sounds for Britney Spears, Robin, Kylie Minogue, and many other artists in a similar style of music. As the name of this library would suggest, Number One Hits is geared for that modern pop radio sound. I could also hear these samples being used for styles of music that you might hear in a dance club like house, hip-hop, R&B, and rap. Just opening up the list of kits that are included in the library, you'll see the classic electronic kits like the 808, the 909, the Lynn kit. There's also a bunch of other custom kits that were created by Nicholas Flecht using his own special signal chain of processing that include an SSL desk, 2 vintage compressors, and other outboard gear to process the drum samples. Contrasting some of the other expansion packs from Toontrack that feature multi-sampled acoustic drum sounds, this sample library definitely has that synthesized digital electronic drum feel. Just to give you an idea, I'm going to click through these trigger pads here and let you hear how this kit sounds. So each kit features some kick drums, some variety of snares, cymbals including hi-hats, crashes, rides, toms, percussion elements, and also some special effects. You can switch the sounds of the samples on these pads by changing the kit up here. So I'm going to go from the Lynn drum to the 909. What that's going to do is change the sounds of all these pads. All right, I'll show you another one here. I also want to point out that just a single kit only takes up about 14 or 15 megabytes of RAM. In general, this library is a little bit smaller than some of the other multi-sampled libraries from Toontrack because just a single kit just features like one sample per instrument. Whereas some of the other ones, they've sampled like acoustic drums at multiple velocity layers and things like that. So that they take up more space of RAM and also more space on your hard drive. So instead of being like 15 megabytes, it might be several hundred megabytes per kit. And in total, this library includes 200 megabytes of samples. Some of the other expansion libraries include as much as 1 or 1.5 gigabytes. Also included in this library is a bunch of MIDI grooves. And I'll play some of these back so you can get a feel for some of the different sounds and also the MIDI grooves that are included. I'll switch to a different kit and let you hear how it sounds. That's just one simple way. If you want to change up the feel of it, just use a different kit. I'm going to create kind of my own custom kit here. I don't really like the sound of that snare. In my opinion, I think that the drum samples sound really great in this library. I would have liked to see some of the MIDI grooves maybe include some patterns that included maybe some of the more variety of instruments rather than just the kick, the snare, the hi-hats, and in some cases, some toms, but maybe included more of the percussion elements as well to kind of give it more variety and change it up. Let me also just, give you a different taste. There's some that kind of have more of a swing to it. If that's what you're going for. In the mixture, you'll see you have faders for each of the individual instruments, but you also have some special effects going on over here. And you can kind of blend those in. Some of the kits, you'll see if I open up some of these, they actually include, and some of them, some actual acoustic drum samples that have been processed, like a Black Beauty snare or low-tuned TAM Superstar snare drum. So you can use those, and I think that I'll give you an idea how they sound. It's just a single sample, and so it kind of is somewhere in the middle of, because it's processed so much, it sounds a little bit kind of like a hybrid sound between acoustic and electronic. And you see I've loaded up the Urban Kit. There's like a set of MIDI grooves that are correspond with the individual kits. That's not to say you can mix and match however you like, though, depending on your style of music. All in all, I think that the number one Hits EZX is a great sample of great library of drum samples, especially if you're the kind of person that creates music in the kind of the pop radio sound. This library is perfect for that. And also, if you don't have a collection already of the 808, 909, and Linn drum samples, this is a great library where you can just get those samples of the classic electronic drum kits.